Well, we're here with Ed Patino. Ed is the sports editor for the Manchester Enterprise and does a great job of covering prep sports in the Manchester area. The Enterprise is pretty much the go-to place to find out about sports about Manchester High School and the area. So, Ed, we're pleased that you could join us on the Big Day Prep Showdown Tour today. Obviously, the event starts out at 5 o'clock on the August 26th with the 109th matchup of Clinton and Manchester. So give us your thoughts about how you think the game will shape up this year.
Well, this has been a very interesting game over the past several years. As you've mentioned, 109th meeting coming up, very historical rivalry beginning around 1903. This should be these are two very close rivals. They're separated by only 7 miles. With school of choice, you've got some kids from Manchester who go to Clinton, some Clinton kids who go to Manchester. So there's a lot of familiarity between the kids, and it should be really a real slugfest at EMU.
Well, we know Coach Wes Gall at Manchester has some significant talent on the team and several top players coming back. Tell us a little bit about who you think shapes up to be some of the top players for Manchester.
Well, for Manchester, their strength is in their defensive front 7. Now, even though they did graduate some key players from last year's playoff team, they do return Dylan Neff, a All-State defensive end. He is a senior this year. On the offensive side of the ball, you're going to have a new quarterback in Josh Blates. He's a 6'4" senior, pretty good arm. He also was a receiver last year for them, and Manchester's going to be filling in some new receivers, some new running backs, but the line, offensive line led by Dylan Neff, he plays both ways, should be a key factor for Manchester.
And Clinton, obviously you cover Manchester, but it sounds like you're somewhat familiar with obviously the Clinton program, and tell us how you think that program will shape up.
They're a program that's really been on the rise over the past 4 or 5 years. I covered them down when I worked in Adrian, and they were a 1-8 team, struggling 1-8, 2-7, but a few years back they improved to 7-3. Last year they were 9-1. Won the Tri-County Conference, and actually they went 10-2 overall. Both losses, though, were to Manchester. So this should be a good Clinton team. I don't know if they're as strong as they were a year ago, but they're very well coached with Scott McNitt, who's been coaching almost as long as Wes, and there should be they're a team that's going to come at you 100%. They are not going to quit.
Well, I guess you opened up with the fact that this is the renewal of the 109th game of this series, and obviously this is a huge event to those two communities. What do you expect us to see on game day from the fans from Clinton and Manchester?
Always interesting when it's the Battle of M52, and the two. Like I said, the two communities are very close and very intertwined when you get through Bridgewater and Manchester townships. And you're going to have a lot of, I'm sure you'll have a lot of back and forth in the fans. Nothing dirty, but they're going to be, they'll be talking a lot, I'm sure, in the coming weeks.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us, Ed. We really appreciate it, and we'll ask everyone to stay tuned to the Manchester Enterprise, either in hard copy or online, and read all about it.
All right. Thank you very much for having me.